Thinking about commissioning a project in Fursuit? Hold up, you might be walking right into a scam. Hello everyone, it's Dream here, and in this video I'll show you how to avoid the fake commission scammers, how to spot the red flag, and protect your dream and your money. And in particular, today we're going to talk about 3 crucial points that people underrate when it comes about commissioning a fursuit that allow you to recognize a real fursuit maker from a fake one. So let's start by the point number 1, the risks. More and more people are getting scammed and disappointed because of this point. So listen carefully. Some suits never gets delivered, or if they do, they are of a poor quality compared to what was promised. And why it happens? So this usually happens for the lack of experience in finding a good fursuit maker, which means to not know how to distinguish a good quality work from a low quality work, or by trusting random DMs either on Instagram or on TikTok or Telegram of people that promise you fursuits made apparently very well but for a very cheap price. Be very careful with that. It's the main way to get scammed. Point number 2, red flags. There actually are a lot of different types of red flags that you can find in a fursuit maker. As an example, one could be a portfolio with few work or with low quality work, or even worse, stolen work from other makers. So be very careful. When you see a maker, maybe with very few followers, I'm not saying that this have to not be legit, but pay attention to the fursuits. If they are made too well for the number of followers that this maker have, it can be a red flag. So pay attention. And also pay attention to the fursuits. If the fursuits tend to have 2 different styles, one from the other, that look too different, they may not come from the same maker. Or another one that tricks a lot of people is the price. If you see a fursuit that is meticulously awesome and someone offer it to you for a very cheap price in very particular ways, that's a big hook. So be careful, because the price is one of the biggest weapon that can be used to bring you into a scam. Or another one is if you don't see any particular reviews of this maker, or if there are any tags related to the people that he made the fursuits for. So which means that it's not easy or possible for you to find the real clients of this maker because there are no tags. In that case, that's a little bit suspicious. Or another one can be if this maker don't give you any terms and conditions. That's something very important, especially about making fursuits, that the most serious fursuit makers have it, with all the guidelines about how the commission work that protect you as a buyer and him as a maker. That's very important. And if there isn't, it's all based on a trust. And third point, the green flags. So how you spot a real fursuit maker and a good one from the other one? Let's give a look. The real and professional makers, they all have their own website where you can see their portfolio, their works, their commission, where they explain the way of how they work and do the things, such as also their terms and conditions and everything. You can see the pricing, if the commissions are open or not. And a website made in this way is a very big green flag. Most of the times, you can be pretty sure that you can trust this maker. Or another one is if you can easily find the tags of the clients, because in this way you can verify by yourself that this client got this fursuit from this maker. There is this reciprocal game of tags between a post and the other, and you can make sure that they really collaborated together, so you're very sure that it was a real and legit collaboration. And if you want to do an even deeper step, you can also DM those clients that had the fursuit from them and ask them just to be very, very sure. But in most cases, you will not need it. Another green flag is to make sure that the style of this maker is consistent, or at least as consistent as possible. Because if you see this maker that jumps from a style to another, all the fursuits are different. As I said before, don't trust it. And then last but not least, the terms and conditions. That's something very important because it protects you as a buyer and the maker as a seller. And that's very, very professional. If a maker made all of them that don't have any of the red flags that we talked about and that have all the green flags, you can be extremely sure that is a real maker and that you can trust, so that your money are secured. The differences between a casual maker and a professional studio. A casual maker, you can recognize it because they made one suit every now and then. They have no system of how a commission works. They have no follow-ups. You're not followed during the process of getting a commission and after it. And a professional studio instead, like Project Dream Studios, you can recognize it from a very deep description about how commission work, where you can see the whole process, your journey about getting a commission. They use proven and trusted materials. They don't break, they don't ruin, they last more than the cheap ones. Or you have an after commission, an after sale support whenever you need, if the fursuit have some problems, if you have some questions or whatnot. And it have a serious structure and reputation, such as also a big portfolio most of the times. And so this brings to another point that a fursuit is not a cost, it's an investment. Because if you want to save some money and you get a fursuit that costs less, but it easily fall apart and lasts very few, your money will not last long. You will have to buy a fursuit pretty soon or to ship it back to repair it. And be careful, because shipping fursuits is extremely expensive. Not only the work of fixing it, but the shipping. Most of the times, one of the most expensive things. Let's imagine you buy a cheap fursuit for few to save some bucks, and then after a few months or weeks, it gives the first problem, then it don't work, then this part stops to work and you have to ship it back, or a part of the fursuit that is sewn, is attached. The experience is not beautiful, but it's not only the experience, but it's the fact that if you want to have a fursuit working again, you have to spend and spend and spend again. So it is actually costing you more. Such as other things that are important are the comfort of the fursuit, how comfortable is it to wear, even for hours and long conventions, which is a major huge point. Such as a good fursuit represent better what your fursona is, or represent better your original vision, your original idea, your dream, and it makes you live it better. And if you want to see better in person, I invite you to give a look on my website. There you will see how a good website is made. You will see how the processes works, how good terms and conditions are wrote that will help you to distinguish a fake maker from a real one. I left the link in the commissions where you can also see how the commissioning process works, how to create your custom project, how to create your custom commissions with the characteristics that you like most, see how it looks, choose what's better for you, and see how it costs. Because remember, commissioning a fursuit is one of the most beautiful experiences in life. So if you do it right. Link is in the description. And so that was all. Dreamers, see you soon.